release the tension. Release the jaw, all this tightness in the face and the jaw and the head, the forehead, cheeks, mouth, teeth clenched. Just soften it all. Soften it all and see if we can sense a little bit of space being created internally when we soften all of this and let it open up a little bit. And then consciously release a little bit more. Let that, maybe the jaw hang open a little bit. Notice there's space and that breath might get a little bit deeper. The breath, slower, longer. When our breath is short and choppy, the body gets all excited, thinks it has to be on alert. So it's important if we can lengthen it. Have a little more fluid like water. Feel it? And just that little bit changes how we feel. It's amazing. Worthwhile of a practice. The Book of Awakening is the book that we're following, that we're meditating with, that we're practicing with. Thank you so much for coming by to practice today. Welcome to Zenful Conversations. We're here in this community for women every single day. We're in our 6th year. Powerful, powerful conversations that have no doubt strengthened our relationship with ourselves and taught us much. This year's we're practicing. The Book of Awakening by Mark Nepo, this New York Times bestseller, is described as having the life you want by being present to the life you have. The message we're offered for this day number 1872 is titled Opening to Faith. Opening to Faith. Take a breath. Opening to faith. There's a quote by Sri Ramakrishna. Once a man was about to cross the sea. A wise man tied a leaf in a corner of his robe and said to him, "Don't be afraid. Have faith and walk on the water. But look here, the moment you lose faith, you will drown." We often move away from pain, which is helpful only before being hurt. Once in pain, it seems the only way out is through. I think we've heard that. I think we've said that in our many conversations. In our 1,871 conversations. And here we are. Saying it again. The only way out is through. Like someone falling off a boat, struggling to stay above the water only makes things worse. We must accept we must accept we are there and settle enough so we can be carried by the deep. The willingness to do this is the genesis of faith, the giving over to currents larger than us. Even fallen leaves float in lakes, demonstrating how surrender can hold us up. We can learn from the leaves that ducks swim around. In life, as in water, when we curl up or flail, we sink. When we spread and go still, we are carried by the largest sea of all, the sea of grace that flows steadily beneath the turmoil of events. And just as fish can't see the ocean they live in, we can't quite see the spirit that sustains us. Again and again, the onset of pain makes us clutch and sink. But life has taught me that how we first open after doubling over is crucial. Let me back it up. The onset of pain makes us clutch and sink. But life has taught me that how we first open after doubling over is crucial to whether we will heal at all. This makes me think of the message the other day with the fist holding on so tightly. How much are we clenched? Which makes my mind go to the resistance, this resistance. I've mentioned it before. The book by Peter Russell, Letting Go of Nothing, of No Thing. It's not the thing itself. That is the big deal. It's the story that we have told ourselves umpteen times over and over again, and probably has been exaggerated along the way. It's the resistance. That resistance. These stories that we're attached to. Oh, well, he did this to me. Whatever. Whatever it is. Whoever it is. It's like, I think we said this the other day too. It's like photocopying something. If everybody knows what photocopying is anymore. But photocopying something over and over and over and over again and comparing it to the original, this story. And the truth is, we can change our perception on this story completely. So we have a different experience with it. So that, to me, is interesting. We could change our experience of life. So we have to decide and ask ourselves, why are we choosing to tell ourselves this particular version of the story over and over again? we're etching it into our brains. Whatever it is we're saying, these words. So we have to ask ourselves, what story are we telling ourselves? And then there's that resistance. Why isn't it that we don't, why is it I'm having a challenge changing that? It's interesting. How we first open after doubling over is crucial, absolutely crucial to whether we will heal at all. The meditation that we're offered. So let's take a breath. When you can, and let's say even visualize this now. Walk or sit by a lake or a pond and watch the leaves float on the surface. Breathe like a fallen leaf and think of nothing. Just breathe and let your heart and mind be carried, however briefly, by the spirit that you can't quite see. So this message is interesting because it's making me realize these conversations have been since the beginning, since we started. (2019) 2019 was our first year. About strengthening our relationship with ourselves. And though this is a different conversation, it's the same. It's just strengthening our relationship on a much deeper level. We're talking about strengthening our relationship with this spirit that we can't quite see. Life. Allowing ourselves to experience this life. And realizing how much of it we don't experience because of fear. This, that. Probably a lot of it stems in fear. Fear of rejection, fear of this, fear of that. Always beautiful, Mark Nepo. Thank you so very much again for this wonderful offering. Opening to faith. Believing it so. I'll give it 30 days. No. That ain't it. Allowing it to change in us. Please visit zenfulconversations.com. Take a look around. We'll be changing the schedule up soon. I'm going to add in more meditative offerings, a little more in the afternoon, early evening here, Eastern time. But sign up, make sure you get the Zen News email, and that'll let you stay up to date on offerings. As far as back to the brain there, we do have next Wednesday, March 20th at 4 p.m. Eastern, author Phyllis Ginsburg. She'll be discussing her new book, what was just released yesterday, Empowered You. And we've had Phyllis before with her other book, Brain Makeover. And she talks about helping our brain work for us. And it's going to be worth the time. So you can ask your questions. It's an interactive conversation, or you can come by and just listen. But grab your favorite beverage and just come join us. It's via Zoom, and you can find that sign up link at zenfulconversations.com. There's a drop down menu, and it says guest speakers. It's right under that. And deep and honest gratitude, ladies. See you tomorrow. Namaste. Namaste.